Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Hi, guys, and welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Thank you for your patience as I'm a little late on my BBCAN9 recap of the finale and the season. But as you know, if you follow this channel, I had Nana and my dad come visit. So I took a little bit of time to spend with them. I thought I would get more done while they were here, but I miss my parents and I only get to see them a few times a year since we live so far away from each other. And with the pandemic, it was crazy, as many of you know, not seeing your family. So I just wanted to enjoy that time. We went house hunting. I got a new car. I've been posting vlogs on my vlogging channel, Joleen Vlogs. So if you search YouTube, make sure you're subbed to Joleen Vlogs because I have a lot more vlogs coming. I took tons of footage of my trip to Vegas with my parents and everything we did. I can't remember what we did now, but they left yesterday and I was so sad. But now I'm back to my regular schedule of lives. I missed you guys. I missed you guys so much. And I missed talking about Big Brother. And now that BBCAN is wrapped up, we have BB23 coming up. I can't believe it. The American Big Brother starting soon. As much as it pisses me off year after year, I am so excited that it's starting again because I have a very unhealthy relationship with it. So thank you guys for joining me live. If you are here, make sure you give this a like. It definitely helps me in the algorithm. If you want to support the channel, the best way to do it is join my Patreon. There's a link for it in the description. You get exclusive content and fun perks. So check it out if you're interested. Otherwise, you can leave a super chat here on YouTube and I'll highlight your comment. But we're going to be talking all about BBCAN, the finale, breaking it down, a little bit of what's been going on after the finale with the BBCAN9 cast. So thank you. My husband brought home some tulips from Trader Joe's today. I always have flowers in my house. If I can, I do, because it just makes me happy. And since we're spending so much time in our house, I figure might as well make it fun. I thought you gave up on BBCAN. I didn't. I'm sorry. I got the vax. I got my second vaccine. If you guys are on my vlogging channel, if one of my mods could drop a link to that. I got my second vax, Pfizer. Me and my husband did. The day my parents came in, I was fine. Totally fine. Then about 11 p.m., I was out for over 24 hours. So I canceled my BBCAN with Sarah. I canceled my challenge chat with Miranda. And I felt like I got hit by a literal bus, but now I'm fully vaxxed. And by Thursday, because 2 weeks after your vaccination, I think you're fully vaxxed until you need your booster or whatever the next step is going to be. We're kind of learning as we go here. But my husband had 0 side effects, so it doesn't happen to everyone. But it did take me out. It took me out, you guys. So no, I didn't give up. Thank you for sticking with me. I missed you guys. Thank you. Shout out to my lean team. You guys are amazing. Yes, we have a winner, Joaquin, and it's a winner from my team. Someone I drafted won Big Brother. This never happens. In my Nerdtainment drafts with Sarah, I always lose. With Survivor, with Big Brother, and now, well, we only did one Big Brother season, but I still lost. Horrible. But Team Sexy Targets had a winner. Ty was on my team, and he won. And BBCAN made history, and they had... let's see. Well, Ty won. So 2 black men in the final 2, which I thought was amazing when Ty was like, we are going to make history, because it just reminded me, you guys, of BBUS and what Davon wanted to do and what Bailey wanted to do and how it couldn't come to fruition because everyone wasn't on board with it. So it was beautiful to see that it could be done. And it wasn't a bad move for Ty's game, because I think at that point, anyone Ty would have took, whether it be Tara or Braden, he would have beat. As much as the jury was talking mess about Ty and Ty being a floater, Ty is not a floater. These people need to learn the definition of a floater. Ty pivoted when his alliance wasn't totally on his side. When his alliance, he felt like they didn't have his best interest. That happens sometimes with alliances, especially to the end, especially with alliances in Big Brother that have showmances involved. People pivot. You have to leave that alliance. So the dumbest thing the Sunsetters did was put Kiefer on the block, because it made no sense and it caused a lot of distrust. I would say there's 2 things. 2 of the dumbest things the Sunsetters did was putting Kiefer on the block. There was just no point to turn on each other, especially if your goal was to be the greatest alliance of all time and better than the Pretty Boys. They didn't turn on each other. at that point in the game. And then also having a showmance. It's never good. You never want a showmance in your alliance. It's never going to be good. So yes, I was very happy Tai won. Hello, everybody. So excited about that. You heard Survivor starts in September. I hope that's right. I hope that's correct. Well, me and my husband are going to be doing Married to Survivor later tonight. If you're in my Patreon and you're in a specific tier, you can join us it's usually every Monday, but today we're doing it on a Tuesday because my parents were here. But I digress. We're covering Cook Islands right now, and I love watching Yule's first season and Parvati's first season and Ozzy's first season. It's just iconic, and we're recapping it. Okay. So also, yes, Tai never touched the block. That is a huge feat in Big Brother. That's a big deal. People don't give people enough credit for that. That social game, I mean, that's perfection for a social game. To never touch the block. These people, they were cognizant, the other players, that Tai hadn't touched the block. I would put him on the block just to make sure he touched the block, so I wouldn't go to final two with someone who never touched the block. So I think Tai was definitely, people didn't give him the credit that he deserved in this game, and he deserved some credit. I mean, he ran away from Beth. He was able to escape the holds of Beth because, they had their showmance early in the game. And then he lost his number one alliance, Jed, to Beth. And then after they kind of turned on Kiefer, Kiefer was, it never was the same, if you will. So Tai pivoted, and he made a genuine friendship with Brayden. And the most important thing Tai said at finale, I know I'm kind of jumping around, but we're just going to jump around for this breakdown of the season overall and the finale, was telling Beth, because Beth said, you said that Alberta stinks. No, Alberta doesn't stink. It's wonderful. I've never been there, you guys. Is it like the city where the Edmonton? I assume Alberta's like, I don't think that's right, Joleen. That's not, is Edmonton in Alberta? Okay, let me pull out a map. Canadians, don't kill me. I'm so sorry. But I assume that Alberta's kind of like Minnesota in a way. When they were talking about deers everywhere, yeah. Hunting, yeah. Cold, yeah. I think that it's like that. But anyways, the smartest thing Tai said to Beth is when Beth was like, you said jury management wasn't important. It's not an important thing. Well, how do you feel now? Or whatever her dumb question was. And Tai said, it is important. But jury management isn't just saying bye on the way out and going, hey, can you put in a good word for me at jury? Okay, cool. I'm going to vote you out. I never had your back in this game. It's actually having a relationship with people throughout the game. It's the relationship you establish. It's the person feeling as though you're not just gaming them. It's not easy to do, but Beth did it horribly. She did it horribly. She just, look at how she managed Brayden. She thought she managed Brayden and Austin so well, you guys, throughout this game. And they had her number since week 3, like Brayden said. So that is important. Something important Tai did, where he didn't make people feel like they were being used or like they were a number or that they were nothing. He made people feel as though they had a genuine relationship with him, even though they knew he was gaming against them and with this threesome. People think Beth is pregnant. What? Mama T is going to be so mad. She's what? Okay, I'm so curious. I've been all over Twitter trying to figure out if Jed and Beth are still a thing, because now Jed's out of the house, and I've seen him go live on Insta with LT and Queef It Real and Austin and Brayden and Tai, but I haven't seen him go live with Beth. Maybe I missed it. Feel free to send me that stuff, you guys. DM me on Insta or tag me in these posts, because I haven't seen him go on with Beth. And I have seen pictures of him on social media with his mom in the back. And I have to think that his mom, who hates Beth and made it very known on Twitter that she does not like Beth and does not want her son to end up with Beth, I have to think that all these people telling him maybe he changed his mind. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. Tai was very right about how you treat people. If you look at Brayden and Tai as a final two, they treated people very well in the house. You don't often see a Big Brother final two that has treated people well. Let's just rewind the tape. Okay, we got Cody from this past All-Star season, and we have Enzo. the Meow Meow. And no, they didn't have the very kind openness that we saw out of Ty and especially Brayden. And then you go the season before and you got Jerkson and Holly Beth, who treated people like literal trash, slut shamed their house guests or their fellow house guests, were racists, were all kinds of things. So it was so different to see two people who were actual kind people at the end of this game. And it just made me think of All Stars and what Davon, what her mission kind of was at that time. For representation and to see the first Black winner, not including Tamar, who's in Celebrity Big Brother, but of, a pedestrian average person, if you will, not celebrity season of Big Brother. And to see it come to fruition in Canada and for it to make history, it was hard not to get the chills. I don't care if people think I'm weird or lame for that. I literally have the chills right now. It was hard not to have the chills to see. I think Arisa made sure to highlight how important representation is. Kiefer shared his story again, and being one of the few Indigenous people to ever appear on that show and someone to get that far on the show, whether you like Kiefer or you don't, that representation is very important. And so it was hard not to just smile through that damn finale, to be like, wow, history's being made. It's really cool. The two people at the end are actual good people. I know you don't got to be a good person to win Big Brother. We've seen lots of shitheads win Big Brother, but it was just refreshing. It was just very, very refreshing. I didn't want to miss a super chat here. Total Drama Simmer said, Joleen, did you see Jed and Ty's hug at the end of the finale? I did. I was taking screenshots and they had their arms around each other. And when it was down to Jed's vote, let's just say, no matter what, Ty was going to win. But the order in which they showed the votes, all Ty needed was one more vote. And it happened to be Jed's. And he's like, that's my guy. That's my guy. He for sure has me. And sure enough, he did. And it was really great to see. Brayden got one vote from Tara, because Tara, she's always been all over the place. We don't know where Tara's playing, what she's doing. She got very far in this game. Final 3. No one would have thought Tara got this far. Thank you for the super chat. So it was amazing to see their friendship with Stan. I loved seeing Beth kind of get dragged, especially by LT, when they had the people at home join in via Skype. We found out that, and we found out later through Instagram Live, that Austin and Kyle are definitely a thing. They're an item. They're making it work. They're going to go see each other soon. Austin admitted on a live with, I think, Ty and Brayden, on Instagram, that she was really into Kyle. They talk every day. And they're an actual thing. She's like, we're a ting. We're going to see what happens. So good on them. Good luck to you guys. And then LT, when she mentioned in the finale that what was bad for the Sunsetters was the showmance, which we've all been talking about with Jed, and how no one wanted to see that. I was like, that is true. That's the truth. That's the truth. Exactly. As a Black man, seeing 2 Black men in the final 2, and one of them being openly gay, is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And the fact that they both pleaded their case to the jury so well. Ty really focused in on, he didn't want the blood on his hands. He was a part of all those decisions. He wasn't just a follower or a floater. And he never hit the block, and all those really important points that the jury had to see. He won when he had to win. He changed alliance, kind of had to, because you have to, I keep saying pivot, but it's the only word I can think of. You have to have options, especially when you're number one. Jed is now number 1 up with a showmance. So going over with Brayden was perfect, because Brayden had lost his number 1 and he didn't feel a lot of trust from everyone else. And he was very attracted to Ty. So it worked out in his favor. And then Brayden, definitely did so well telling the jury that from day one, he's been an outsider. He has been someone that nobody even wanted to play with. He was last picked by the 2 team captains when we had Tina and Kiefer. He had to overcome that. He had to overcome, being a target right away, being on slop right away. He had to overcome losing his number 1 pre-jury. He had to overcome a lot in this game, and his social game is what got him this far. That's why you can be as strong as you want, this or that and the other thing, but social game is very, very, very important. So, It was so moving. But Beth, oh my God, Beth is so tea. So she was sent out. Obviously, we saw that episode. Bye, Beth. She goes to the jury. I felt so bad for the Roe show because right when Beth showed up, you could tell it was like, oh, it got loud in here. It got loud. And then Arissa was doing her shout outs. You know, when people leave, she writes something really nice up about them. Which does Julie Chen do that? I feel like now that we see what Arissa does for BBCAN, Julie Chen has to step it up a little bit. I did see Julie Chen post on her social media today that she was taking pictures. She was being photographed. There were photographers around her. And she goes, well, what do you think I'm taking pictures for? So big brother, I do like a little Julie Chen teases that she gives us. But seeing how invested Arissa is in the show and in the cast and also with casting and being an executive producer, I would like Julie Chen to step up. But I don't think she's going to. So it's the United States. You know, we got the scraps. That's what... we got like they're making history in Canada and we're like yeah, we're just gonna wait. We're not ready yet. We're not quite ready yet. So hopefully they take note for this season from BBCAN with representation and maybe, you know, Julie Chen being a little more involved. But yeah, she was posting that. And then okay, so let me see what you guys are saying here. Yeah, I mean, that's true. It's true. Okay, so when Arissa was leaving her goodbye to Beth, let's pull it up here so we can all, because her goodbyes are really nice. Her posts that she posts about the players as they leave the house, they're really nice. Let me pull up Instagram, Arissa. But when she posted Beth, I think she called her the Scream Queen. Because it's like, what do you say? Maybe it was on Twitter. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong? Where did it go? I think it's on Twitter, guys. Bear with me for a second. Chat amongst yourselves. But her post was pretty funny. I always put Arissa with 2 S's, but it's not. It is 1 S, Joleen. I'll learn how to spell. Okay. Here we go. Arissa Cox. All right, let's see. Where did she go? Where is Beth Little Thing? And the tie scream. Can we just talk about for a second the tie scream? Whenever he wins, he's like, yes, yeah. Like his excitement. He's like, I love you. He always says, I love you. He'll always pick someone up and hug them. Yes. I mean, it's intense and amazing. Okay, where is her Beth? Come on. Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. One more time. Everybody feeling fine. Why am I singing? And sing. And sing. Okay, we're gonna share my screen to my Twitter. All right, here we go. So here was her. She says, Beth, Scream Queen of the season, because she always was screaming and it was so annoying. She does this thing where she screams. It's very passive aggressive. You know, she pretends that she's when she's really mad. She just screams because she constantly needs to be heard and need attention. The saucy siren of gameplay and gambit, storm of sunsetters and vortex of isosceles triangles, high priestess of high kicks and chaos, a gamer, a yodeler, a lover, and a fighter. In other words, unforgettable. So, I mean, she said it in a nice way, but when she said Scream Queen of the season, I was like, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. I will say Beth's look as she left the house, beautiful look. Now, if the mouth could match that, that would be amazing. But Beth definitely... She wasn't, Beth didn't realize what her game looked like. We've all been talking about that the entire season. And when everyone in the jury voted her messiest game player, she was like, oh my God. She was shocked. And then when Braden says, I haven't trusted you since week 3, she's like, and then when Ty was schooling her on jury management, she's like, and then there were a couple times where Spicy V had to school her on things too. And you're just like, oh, Beth, oh, oh, no. So, yeah, so it was interesting to see Beth. She was very defensive. She was very angry at Ty. And I'm thinking, is it because he's the one who got away? Because we do remember with this, let's never forget, with this showmance that we had inside the house, it was initially Ty and Beth. And then Ty decided to open up to Beth and say, hey, I really miss my true love, which is my friend Abby, who wrote him his HOH letter. And we saw a picture of Abby and stunning. And they're also best friends. So, wow. Can't compete with that. And then Beth was like, oh yeah, I'm not in love with you either. I got a friend too. It's so weird that I'm in love with someone else too. And his name is Abby. I mean, Adam. I mean, you know what I mean? Sure, we're friends, buddy. So ever since then, I feel like she's had a little bit of resentment built up against Ty. This is just me as I watch. Like, this is what I'm thinking. And then she went with Jed because Jed had been pursuing her. And she was like, all right, I guess I'll go with Jed. But whenever she spoke about the two of them, especially to Austin and Brayden, when she compared their wiener sizes, and she was like, oh my God, Ty's is so impressive. And then Jed's is like, it's not a lot to grab. And the way she just tried to pawn off her friends on Jed when they're supposed to be in a showman's, and then talk about how he wanted the ANAL from her in the house. It just, yeah, it was her second choice because Ty talked about who he really was in love with, which was his friend Abby. Okay, so a lot of you guys are talking about the apology. I do have the apology here. Yes, this woman is very delusional. Beth is very delusional. Beth, unfortunately for Beth, but all done by her own actions, she is being met by people she doesn't have a lot of fans. Let's just put it that way. Even her boyfriend, Jed's mom, isn't a fan. I mean, how bad does it have to be? Okay, so here is Beth tweeted a diatribe, a just long individual tweets apologizing because I don't think she expected to leave here and see how disliked she is. So I'm going to pop this up on the screen. It'll cover my face, which, oh my God. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Okay. So Beth says, I owe some apologies, particularly okay. So in the community, I realize, okay, these are too long. I don't want to read all these. Okay. So she owes apologies. She's unintentional. Okay. She's saying she's not hateful. Okay. I am ashamed and embarrassed. She's truly sorry. I mean, it's really boring. You guys can read it here. One of the greatest parts of Big Brother experience is how much you learn about yourself. Okay, cool. For many of you, what is done is done. There's no room for forgiveness. She's already saying, hey, you might not forgive me. Let's see. She says, keep having hard conversations and keep calling. Sorry, this is really little on my screen. But know that from this experience, I'm committed to growth, to learning more, and to being a better person. Okay, but how? I wish she would have said, I think it might be too soon for her to know what she said. This is a really awkward way to share this, but this is how I'm sharing it. So I think it'll take a while maybe for it to sink in because she's just throwing out an apology like, hey, don't hate me. But I don't think she truly realizes what she did, the things she said, and why they're problematic. I don't think she realizes those things. I think she needs to go back and find out and really reflect on that. She says, I will be taking some, okay, and then she's taking a break from social media. So very, standard, I'm sorry, I, am a bigot and I have some issues, apology. Very, very standard, problematic white lady apology here. She's thoughtless and ignorant. She says she's going to educate herself. We don't know how. She hasn't even mentioned a book. Even the lady from The Bachelorette had a book that she was reading, but Beth doesn't even have a book. She doesn't have a song. She hasn't shown anything from her journal. Yeah. So as far as apologies go, I mean, here's the joy of this one. And it's not really a joy, but it's not my apology to accept. If you look at white Twitter is like, oh my God, Beth, you're good. You are so good. Don't worry, girl. Don't worry. But fellow white people, it's not our apology to accept. We don't get to say, you're absolved, Beth, because she didn't do that to us. The apology doesn't pertain to us. So you can't forgive her. Just in case you didn't know, because there's a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of, white ladies named Kim going, oh my God, you're so good. Or white guys named Steve, like, Steve's not mad at all. I personally didn't affect me. Yeah, Steve, because she wasn't talking about you. She didn't do these things. Her problematic behavior and words weren't about you, sir. So yeah, of course, you're just going around like, I don't see what the big deal is because it's not about you, Steve. Where's Tara's apology? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's going to tell Tara. I don't know. We have so much after season fun and apologies to hear. So Beth is a Canadian Karen. I would say so. Yes. Yeah, Jed's mom doesn't like Beth, Mallory Forever. And if you follow her Twitter, I think her Twitter is like freckles. something Freckles. I follow her. Of course I follow her. We can pull up her Twitter. She's just been sharing a lot of nice things about her son and this and that. Freckles. Okay. Where is she? What is her name? All right. Maybe I gotta find Jed to find her. Something Freckles, right? Her name is Mama T. Why doesn't it just populate all my followers or the people I follow who have Freckles in their name? That would make the most sense. But let's just check Jed. Jed's got to be following his mom, right? And we will find her there. Jed's following Ika. He's following Julie Vu. I saw some people on Twitter coming for Julie Vu. Apparently now, here's what's going on. A lot of these people, they do this. Oh my gosh, Big Brother people do this. Let's talk about this. They do this thing where when they're out of the house early, then they start going in on the hate on other house guests. So let's say Beth, let's say LaToya. There was people that were coming for both of them throughout the season. And Julie hopped on some of this stuff and liking things against LaToya and Beth. And now she's like, you guys, it's just a game. It's just a game. We should really be nice. And I like Julie, but girl, you participated in it. So now you don't get to tell people how to be. If you say, hey, I know if you acknowledge your own, how you played into it, maybe. Hey guys, I know during the season, they pissed me off too. And I liked your tweets and stuff, but now that they're out in the real world, let's make sure not to harass them. Something like that would be better. But to just completely forget that you were a part of that bashing and you did it most likely because you wanted to be liked in the community and get more followers and things like that. And now all of a sudden you're the moral compass. It doesn't sit right. Julie Vu from this season, she was the first evicted. So yes, I saw some people calling her out for that. Lucy, Joleen is my manager. Oh my gosh. Hi, Lucy. Shout out to Lucy. Lucy, my 6-year-old niece, she knows all about a Karen. She knows all about a Karen. Her and my little nephew play Karen, and they just be annoying ladies who try to tell people how to live their lives. So they know what the Karen is. So yeah. Oh, Beth's middle name is Karen. Yeah. For some reason I can't find our little friend, Mama T. But yeah, I don't know why I can't find her. But anyways, she's out there being Jed's mom, and she's definitely still has no love for Beth. So it's not going to surprise me if these two don't end up together. And while Jed was going live with Ty and LaToya and other people and Brayden and LaToya, he and LaToya, he seemed to be, because LaToya's like, when are you going to, or someone asked, when are you going to get married? Maybe it was LaToya to Beth, kind of, in a joking way. And he said, well, as soon as I get married to you. And she goes, oh, so never. So there was this little flirtation going on. And something tells me Jed is going to find it not so hard now that he's out of the house to see why he and Beth are not a good match. So I don't see this ending up being a thing, especially since, she tried to give you to her friend. She was like, oh, hey, I have the perfect girl for you. It's my friend. And you're like, but you guys are together. You're a couple. So you can't just, that's not how it works. That's what Beth will say for sure. She's got black friends, but you remember in the house, she said these are the first black men she's ever dated. So this girl. So Beth, this probably won't be the last we hear of Beth. There'll probably be more to come, but she's taking a social media break. And she feels bad. I kind of feel that way too, Joaquin. As much as I do like Julie, I've been tipped off and seen that she used one of my clips in one of her YouTube videos, I think, a little clip of me. And then Ben told me that she used a clip of me on her Instagram story recently. But I do get those vibes from her. I think her story is really important, and I'm sure she's a really cool person. But when it comes to BBCAN, when she was telling Arissa, have me back for All Stars, girl, we barely saw you. And I know you got voted out early, so that's not fair. But you can't go back All Stars. Maybe if they had a first out season or something like that, or people we want to know. But to act like you're a legend in the game and you were there 2 days, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But Yeah. Okay. So then Canada had their first ever Canada's favorite player. And Kiefer won. And Kiefer told these people throughout the season, he was like, I'm going to win because my community will vote for me. We go hard for each other. And they definitely did. Because I don't know, did the rest of Canada, I don't live in Canada, obviously, so I don't know what the consensus is, but was Kiefer your favorite player? Canadians, sound off in the comments. I'll highlight your comments. Let me know if you're from Canada and if Kiefer was your favorite player. And we'll figure it out here. We'll figure out if it was just the community, like Kiefer said, because Kiefer even admitted, hey, I'm going to get it no matter what. Not necessarily because I'm everyone's favorite player, but because my community and the representation that I'm providing and that the show's providing with me on it, we go hard for each other, which is awesome. So there you go. So I'm not sure if without his strong community, if he would have gotten it. I don't know. I assume Spicy V had a good shot just because she's so entertaining, but I also know that Canadians don't like, the Canadian audience of Big Brother didn't seem to, just from what I saw on Twitter, like the cutthroatness of someone like Spicy V, the drama that she brought. So maybe, but then again, everyone loves Ika Wong. So I don't know. You guys. I don't know. Mallory says, I voted for Kiefer like a million times. He wasn't really my fave, but I want an Indigenous person to win. See, that's awesome. So that makes total sense. And Kiefer called it in the house as well. So yes. Dimebag Darren, I don't agree with that one, but that's an interesting take. You voted for Kiefer. See, you Canadians are so freaking kind. I swear. You need to teach classes to Americans, because never have I heard an American fan of US Big Brother be like, I voted for them because they have kids. You know what we say? We're like, fuck them. It's not our problem that they got kids. Like, that's how Americans think. This is what our government has taught us. Like, oh, I got mine. You can figure out yours. I'm not going to help you. But Canadians are like, I didn't like him. He was very offensive. And Kiefer wasn't offensive. I'm just saying he was very offensive. I didn't like him. He was not nice to me, but I'm going to give him the money because he's got kids, because it would mean a lot to him. And it did mean a lot to him. He seemed to be very happy. Joaquin says, I voted for Rohan, and a lot of my friends did too. Vic and Austin were also. Yes, I would assume Austin would get a favorite vote for sure, but maybe because she's gone too soon. Pre-jury, it's always hard because with All Stars, there was a push for Janelle, obviously Queen Janie. But it's hard when you're pre-jury. And then obviously Davon. We all wanted Davon. Or I shouldn't say, everyone I know wanted Davon. But Adam says, I liked Kiefer, but Rosha was my fave. You guys in these meth vibes, I don't know what to think about this. But I'm so happy Kiefer won. I wanted him or Vic. Yeah, I think Vic, she looked a little shocked because I think probably she thought it was going to be her. I'm sure there was a lot of hype from production too for just all the great DRs and all the great moments this season she gave. But you kind of tell she was like, oh, good for you. But and her and Keith seem to have a pretty good relationship. Sabrina says, I tried to like Vic, but I can't get past her jealousy and insecurity to LaToya. I can see that. Looking back at the season, I wish Spicy V and LaToya could have made it work together, because what a powerful dynamic. But those two personalities, I just don't know if they ever can coexist in an alliance within this world. LaToya is very logical, very, very by the book, all these things. And Spicy V is a free spirit, which would probably annoy LaToya the same way LaToya's structure would annoy Spicy V. And they couldn't get on the same page. And yeah, so I could totally see that. I like Canadians are better than Americans. I'm not going to argue with that. Definitely not. And LaToya's a cop. Yeah. So she definitely has that kind of, very different than Victoria. I voted for Keith because he was likable and played a good game. See? So I'm telling you, you Canadians, I hats off to you guys. But Kiefer was very, very, very appreciative. You could tell. And he was excited. He was like, 10 grand. That's another thing. If you would have given an American Big Brother player 10 grand, they'd go, what am I going to do with that? Like, literally, these Instagram models would be like, 10 grand for what? What? Huh? The only person in American Big Brother history in new school, old school, were like, yes, 10 grand changed my life. But new school Big Brother American players are like, whatever, was David, who was willing to give up his whole game for 10 grand. Didn't he take a 10 grand? But everyone else was just like, no. Because now we're like up to $500,000 for a win. And yeah, no. Yeah. Americans would be like, what? No, thank you. So Canadians do not pay taxes on winnings. Oh my gosh, that's nice. That's really nice because you pay a lot of taxes, I assume, on when you win the American version. Dimebag says Latoya's lack of social skills scare me for people she polices. Oh, interesting. I think she probably has better. I don't think her people skills were bad. I don't think they were bad. I just think certain personalities don't bode well together. They just don't mesh. So yes, I wish Arissa would have given up. Top 3, me too. I love when we go, it's down to these 3 people, and then you kind of know that you were a favorite. But the good thing about Arissa as a host, when they leave the house, so Julie Chen could skip the Bible verses this next season, unpopular opinion or popular opinion. Let me know what you think, but don't try to school us on your Christianity or your this, that, and the other thing, because this isn't Bible class. I went to private Catholic school for a year. I got my parents made me be Catholic, and I got all the little things and God bless and all that stuff, all my sacraments and this and that and the other thing. So I can do that there, but I don't need it on television, and I don't need it from Julie Chen. I think your husband needs it, but I don't need it. So that's just a little bit of shade there, but she can save that. Instead, spend your time with these cast members, much like Arissa did. She had this way of asking them questions, as well as reassuring them that it's all going to be okay. It's okay. You are good. You did impact the season. Don't worry. Where Julie Chen is telling us, Bible verses and giving Bibles out to the staff of the show. And it's like, what if you were paid in Bibles, Julie Chen? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm just going to put it out there. Like, no, you can take your money and buy a Bible. That's beautiful. Do that. But to just give them money. It's a pannekuchen. These people working during a pannekuchen, and to find out she was handing out Bible verses or Bibles or I don't know, something. I was like, no, thank you. Yeah, Julie doesn't live in the real world. She doesn't live in the real world. People are lacking benefits. They're dying. They're losing their jobs. They can go to church all they want, but they need some financial stability. No, for real. It does feel very pushed upon when Julie Chen comes into the show. And now all of a sudden, after all these years making money on a show that shows sex and lying and manipulation, where lying and manipulation is encouraged, where you're fighting your fellow human for money, where it sells all these things that are supposed to kind of sinning, if you will, that she now is like, she made all this money off that show. And now seasons later, she's like, P.S., you guys should live by my code. Okay. The 10 commandments. I'm just going to remind you every time in your life. Okay, Julie. Thanks for that. Thanks a lot, Julie. Thanks. Okay. So yes, skip it. I voted 3 times for Keith, but Vic was a close second. Best season ever. It was a really good season. Coming down to the end of the season and just seeing that Ty and Brayden really did have each other's backs and we're really going to take each other to the end, that Brayden was able to convince Tara to keep him and get rid of Kiefer. That was a really important move. Tara saving herself was a really important move. Ty winning power multiple times was very important in this game. So they were gaming. There wasn't any floaters at the end. Everybody had to fight for their position there. Nobody got handed all this stuff. Nobody came in as a soccer player who was coached by Daddy Derek, talking to you, Cody. People had to play the game. And so it was nice to see. And it made history. So I think it was a really good, look at Long Island. Okay. So here's the thing. I know what's going on. Actually, I don't know I know that. So people have been tipping me off to, I'm not going to say I'm always right, Joleen, but I'm always right, Joleen. Like, I'm going to say that to myself. I'm going to say I'm not always right, but I'm usually right. So apparently the Hello Friends they're not doing Hello Friends anymore. And you guys said, yeah. So we'll do a little Big Brother tea and gossip with Joleen. Here we go. Let's share. This is what do we want to do? We want to share this screen. Yeah, that's what we want to do, right? No, I don't want to do that. Okay, hold on, guys. All right, here we go. No, I don't want to do that. What am I doing? Oh, I'm sharing. Why isn't that doing that? Okay. Add to stream. All right, here we go. All right, so Nicole Anthony apparently is leaving Hello Friends. I mean, did she learn that her co-host is toxic? I don't know. Probably. because you don't leave something that is, I don't know what her reason is. Again, this is just me speculating, but you don't leave something that's working real well. You don't go, God, I love this, unless you have a better opportunity, which she hasn't posted about. Could be a secret. Maybe some secret thing is coming up. Hopefully she's not going back into the Big Brother house, but one never knows. But she says, hello, friends. After much personal reflection, thought, and time, I've decided to step away from Hello Friends. It has been an amazing journey where I have met, learned from, and gotten to know so many incredible people. And I am so blessed to have it as a chapter in my life. Thank you to all who have supported me on my path so far. And to those of you who will continue to walk alongside me, I love you all. Peace and love always. Here's to new experiences. So I did a little bit of researching. I don't have any inside information because they don't talk to the same people they talk to, but they're both still following her, and her co-host or her ex-co-host are still following each other on Instagram. But do you notice in this letter, I've been on this earth quite a while, she doesn't mention her co-host, the guy who taught her how to plug in the mic, the guy who taught her how to talk in the microphone. She doesn't mention him. Remember how he was her best friend? He was her hero. He was amazing, but he's not mentioned in her goodbye. Maybe, I don't listen to the podcast, so maybe they've done a whole episode about this. I don't know. But it seems as though they were getting interviews, they get those boring interviews where you can't really ask anything, but we get after season interviews, and then you listen and they can't ask them anything good. So you just sit there and they're like, how was it in the house? It was good. Exclusive interview. And you're like, this shit is boring, because they're approved by the networks. And normally if you're approved by the networks, you have to ask boring questions. That's why you'll never see people like me, busy. You just won't. We're not going to get those interviews. We don't want them, but we're not going to get them. So so I'm just saying the podcast sucked. I'll be honest. This is the best thing for Nicole Anthony. If you're listening, which I know you're a fan of the channel. Hey girl, I thought, this is my opinion for the longest time. This girl, as much as I didn't like her when she came back onto All Stars, from woman to woman, I noticed the toxicity in her co-host and the way he talked to her, and just his overall presence grossed me out. And when I worked alongside them on TVCo, and you guys know the story of how he got me fired, and it's like, oh wow, and then TVCo went under, and then they broke up. So who's still standing? I guess it's the girl you tried to cancel, but it didn't work. Brush your tongue. So anyways, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. It's a petty party. So, but my thing was always, you don't have to rely on him. You're bringing the numbers. You just came off a television show. Okay. You came off CBS. That does have a lot of power to it. So it was really weird for her to basically just be going under this guy's umbrella of reality recapping. And you're like, no, you're the person people watch, not watching him. He's been doing this for 22 years and he hasn't popped off. So, why are you even messing around with him and just the way he talked to her? So I was always like, learn to plug the mic in yourself. Cause she's like, he taught me everything I know. It's not that hard to do this. I could teach you. I could show you as a fellow woman to woman. I like to see women be in charge of their own brands. I guess I've been in entertainment long enough to know that you get taken advantage of, especially by older men and kind of, yucky dudes. He appears to be yucky to me. So, yeah, I can't help it, Regal. I can't help it. It just happens. It just happens. It just happens. And it was a whack podcast. So Nicole, she's in love now. God bless. If you want to do something in the future, do your own thing. Don't let a guy, because here's the thing. 40-plus-year-old men have never helped Nicole Anthony in the Big Brother world. Let's just go through the receipts, because you got to have receipts when you make these claims, right? And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Cliff Hawk steered you in a very poor direction in the house. Then you went on, and he's 40 plus. Then you went on to old recap dude with the cocked hat and the old Navy shorts. And it, again, over 40 led you in a bad direction where people were like, that podcast sucks. This sucks. They're boring. And you were doing This Girl Is on Fire. Like you had to overcome some kind of great adversity being a white woman in the Big Brother house. So yeah, there were cringy TikToks he was encouraging you to do because he was clout chasing. He was trying to jump on your numbers. And then I said this very openly on the TVCo app, and they were like, we gotta let you go because Cocked Hat isn't happy, and that's our meal ticket. But now they're all canceled, so I don't know how that's going. But my numbers keep growing, so I'm not like, ooh, it's problematic. And then when she was inside the All-Stars house, she listened to Kevin, over 40 plus guy again, just steering her wrong, bad game, turning on Janelle and Kaser, acting like a big baby, acting entitled and all this stuff. So maybe work with other women. Work with people your age. Don't let older men take advantage of you. That's what I'm saying. Okay. But yeah. Ryan is asking me, do you think BBCAN9 will be all-stars? Who would you want on it, Joleen? Oh my gosh, I'd have to think about this. But I'd have to think about it. I think it would be amazing if BBCAN9 was an all-star season at this point. But I don't know. From this season, Spicy V, bring Spicy V back and bring LaToya and just see what happens. Just see what happens. Just see what happens. Obviously, you'd have to bring Ika back. Oh, God, I really have to think about it. I only like the girls. So I'll have to think about guys I'd want back on the show. But yeah. I did see this news. Thank you, Loose Goose. I did see this. And so, yeah, I mean, good luck. But this is going to be a blessing to Nicole Anthony. I think this unicorn will really flourish. Now, I don't know the specifics. Maybe they agreed, but I can't imagine that if they were killing it on a podcast that she would leave. If they were getting along perfectly, if everything for their numbers were on point, you don't stop. But I had long thought you should do your own channel when you come out with those kind of numbers. You know, I've talked to Jess from BB21 about this. Like, just grab your own audience and your fans and take them with you. Don't let anyone else have your fans. Don't let, one thing I learned in stand-up comedy, do not let these guys who want to profit off you, don't let them own your brand. Don't give in to their brand. Put it under your umbrella. Be in charge of your own shit. Start your own YouTube channel. Start your own Twitch thing. Start your own stuff. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Thoughts on, Poutine Poppy hosting the Jury Roundtable. Oh my gosh. So Anthony from the Pretty Boys, BBCAN7, was there hosting. He is a Canadian favorite. Listen, when I watched that season of BBCAN, Anthony was not my favorite at all. But I do see that outside of the game, he really hangs out with some of the better players of BBCAN. He's in like the cool crowd. You know, he's hanging out with like Ika and Jamar and them. He's not hanging out with the creepy wrestler guy and that Fisher girl. So I thought he did an okay job. It was an interesting twist. I think they're trying to get their own kind of Dr. Will take on it, how we always would bring Dr. Will back for the roundtables in America with Big Brother, and they're trying to do their own thing. So it was a hard job for him. He had to come in with a mask, which was totally awkward, even though he walked really closely to them. So I'm like, what's the point of this? But okay. And I thought the questions were pretty good. I mean, Anthony, you know, I definitely like him more outside of the game because I wasn't a Pretty Boys fan. I didn't like the way they just destroyed and went through the house. But I do know that Canadians love the Poutine Poppy. And so there you go, you know. And he's getting a lot of love and obviously work outside of his season. So I like to see that. I mean, who are they going to have host? Adam Pike? I mean, God, can you imagine that? Oh my God. Daners. Dane was like, hey guys, it's me, Danes. Super cool to be here. What do you guys think? Did you guys have a SD that you could pretend to like? No? Okay. You guys like hockeys? So Anthony was the smartest of the group. He had the best personality. There was Mark. He looked like Screech, RIP, but he wasn't very interesting. I think he thought he was interesting, but he wasn't interesting. So Anthony is the best pick for this sort of thing. But yeah. And yeah, the way LaToya dragged Beth at the finale was perfect. Like maybe have LaToya back to host. I'd say Spicy V, but every time Spicy V delivers a line, it seems very rehearsed. So I think we just have to work on being a little more natural. Spicy V is new to this kind of notoriety. So I will gladly, if she has any questions, hit me up. I have been a public speaker for a while. Doesn't mean I'm a perfect public speaker, but as I can't even talk. But when you look like you're delivering a line, hi, to Spicy V, but I know that it's also the producers asking her to do this stuff. But I think if she was truly herself and kind of relaxed and chill, she'd be very good at it. And if LaToya could be herself on this, which I know she can, but if the producers would allow her to, she could ask some really good questions and throw some fun shade at these people. So, yeah. Okay. Dane would be removing his teeth. Like, who wants to try my teeth, guys? You guys ever heard of a slap shot? I love slap shotting. I slap shotted my way all the way to the finale wins. Yes. Daners, PB boys for life, guys. So, yeah, Victoria's jury question was jarring because of how rehearsed it was. It was too rehearsed. But when Victoria, it's kind of like when she hosted in the house, what did she host? Did she host when the guys all got dressed up and they did the drag show. I think she hosted. She's like, or did she host the roast? But when she hosts, she's just kind of like, welcome to BBCAN9. I'm here today to tell you guys it's going to be fun because I'm Spicy V. And you're like, and I love Spicy V. You guys know I ride hard for Spicy V, but it's to rehearse. It's like, I'm spicy. It's just like, just let it, just that personality when you're talking to your friends, pretend you're talking to your friends. That's a little tip. When you're speaking in public like that, don't do what we all tend to do is stuff that we've heard before. Like, this is how announcers sound. They say, welcome back to my show, guys. Hopefully you're here for a long time, not a good time. I mean, a good time, not a long time. I mean, subscribe. You tend to imitate that kind of thing, but it's just better to be more casual and yourself. So it was just awkward. It was so awkward. It was so awkward. I was just like, no, Spicy V, no, you got to be Spicy V. You got to be Victoria. How she was in that clip. I love how they play the clips in the BBCAN finale. It doesn't feel rushed. The BBUS finale always feels so rushed, probably because it's live and this one wasn't live, so they can produce it a little bit. At least I don't think it was live. So yeah, but I love how they play the clips and how Spicy V was when she was talking to Kiefer and telling him that she was the invisible HOH. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not the invisible HOH. Okay, I am. Maybe I am, but I'm not. That's perfect. Like that delivery, the comedic timing of it, it was all fantastic. So, yeah, I think that if she did that, when will I do a Comedy Central roast? Never. I'm not a big fan of roasting. Just not a fan. I performed before a roast because they had them at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles and Hollywood. And I'd open for the roast sometimes, but performing on a roast never appealed to me. I've been a part of roasts previously. I don't want to be roasted. I don't want anyone talking shit about me. I don't want it. I mean, I guess if you pay me enough, but no, I've had people roast me. Not fun. And then I get really mean, like really mean. So Spicy V and the Roast Show are live on Instagram Thursday night at 8 to spill jury secrets. Oh, that should be good. That should be good, David. I'm definitely going to check that out. So yeah. Okay. So I'll try to think if I missed anything else with this finale, you guys. Overall, I really liked the ending of this season. And I don't mean that as in a shady way. I just like the way they put the finale together. The last comps, I'll be honest, I didn't really pay attention to because they were very elaborate. Break a wall, put the wall back together, go grab some balancing things. Sudden death, Braden wins. You know, it was just like, I want to see the drama, the social aspect, who they bring, all that stuff. As far as like the specifics of the games, I mean, they were elaborate, sure. But again, we saw Tara. The Tara that we don't love in this game is the Tara that's like, I don't think I can do it anymore. I don't think I can do it. And she did that in one of the final HOHs. Just pull it together, girl. Okay. She's like, I don't think I can do this anymore. Do you notice how Braden and Ty did not complain? They just did it. And Braden, despite it being down to the last HOHs to get into the first and second spot to compete for the final HOH, he still was like, it's okay, guys, keep it together. I mean, what a good person. This dude is, whoever Braden's mom is, like, well done, miss. Braden's like, oh my God, I'm dead. No, big brother, I'm dead. Like 100%. I am dead. Oh my God, dead. No, shut up, big brother, shut up. Oh my God, shut up. It's just, he's wonderful. And Ty was very positive, and then Tara was Tara. But she did look stunning when she was evicted. Her whole outfit, everything was on point. Did you hear Jed? He was like, Tara, you look so good. You look so good. You look so good, Tara. You look really good. And, you know, I could see Beth just like, what do you mean she looks good? She's a mom. I have mom jeans, but I'm not a mom. I have Birkenstocks, but I'm not a mom. So I don't know. Maybe Jed, like I said, I did start my rumor that Jed and Tara's husband were the new throuple. And Jed is pregnant with Tara's baby. So 100%, Nathaniel. 100%. Joleen, can you show us pictures? Yeah, they're on my laptop. And I plugged my laptop in the kitchen. And I'm in not the kitchen. So I'm sorry. I can't do that. I was going to be all prepared. And this is the extent of the pictures that I uploaded. This one again. That's it. This is what Joleen did. This is, nope. So yeah. But I did take a lot of screen grabs of when they walked out, and it was Brayden and Ty, and they had the little light, little sparklers lit up, and they're all hugging. And then when Ty's standing there, and it's just this, legendary moment, and everyone's standing beside him, and he won. And then Brayden got $20K, and then Kiefer, when he took off his suit coat, and he was like, like so excited. We did it. I liked it. So yeah. Was I shocked by the 6-1 vote? No, I wasn't. The only person I thought might vote for Brayden, who did I think? I knew Spicy V would go Ty. I knew Tina. I think she wanted to vote Sunsetters because it was Sunsetters versus the Outsiders. What are they called? The Outcasts, the Outlanders. What are they called, you guys? I'm just going to say the Brayden Alliance, the Sunsetters versus the Brayden Alliance. So I knew Tina would vote Ty. I knew Jed would vote Ty. Beth was up in the air. Beth, you played with Ty. And the fact that Beth tried to drag Ty and make it into this thing that Ty wasn't doing, that he was using Brayden. And when Beth, this is moral compass people get within this game. The fact that Beth was like, yeah, you should pretend to hook up with him. And yeah, you should, kind of be with him for our game. And Ty was like, no, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Like, yeah, I'm going to flirt a little bit. Everybody flirts in this game. But no, I'm not going to do that or go all the way. And her and Jed were very encouraging of it. And now all of a sudden she has this moral compass when she's about to be voted off. She's like, you're just using him. You're using him. She's trying to blow up his game, and the fact that it didn't work and he still won the game. The oddballs. Thank you. I couldn't remember. Let's just call it Brayden's Alliance. I'm going to call it the Brayden Alliance. But yeah, it was oddballs versus Sunsetters. And so I'm not surprised Tara voted for Brayden because she's been like that the whole season. Remember when she told Jed, I wanted you out. I voted, and she didn't have to tell him. Remember, she was like, I did. I said that I would vote you out. And everyone's like, what are you doing? That's just what I do. I just say stuff. I said it. So I'm not surprised she did that. She's always doing interesting things in this game. Rosho. I was surprised Rosho. That one surprised me that he didn't vote for Brayden. I thought for sure Ro was going to vote for Bray, being loving the oddballs, but no, he didn't. So didn't they do more than flirt? You know what? I think they did. I think there was rubbing. I don't know if there was genital rubbing, but definitely cuddling, hanging out in underpants, holding hands, Snuggle City Township. But I don't know the extent of it. Yeah. So it's not like they completely hooked up. I guess it's what your definition of hooked up is. But I know they cuddled. He probably let him rub him, maybe rub him on the bum, maybe in the swimsuit area. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know. They didn't really show us. So, oh my God, that 100%, oh my God, 100%. But we do have to remember Brayden's pre-casting tape, his casting tape when we saw that, how he was talking about being really smart and not going to let others in on how smart he is. And he was very confident that he was going to win. The good thing is that didn't come off as cockiness like a Kiefer did. So that really worked well for his game. So it's not a surprise that Brayden made it to final 2. When you look back at everything, you're like, oh, that makes sense. It makes sense. And the guy is just a kind dude that people want around. And they thought that he didn't know what was going on. When in fact, he did know what's going on. What was going on. So Silverhawk, you stopped watching after Queen V got evicted. It happens. It happens. It happens. Who do you think you could be friends with from BBCAN9? Austin, Brayden, Spicy V, Latoya, Ty, Jed. Not really Jed. Jed and I wouldn't have anything in common, but he seems like a nice guy. I think that's about it. I don't think I wouldn't really be friends. They wouldn't want to be friends with me, but Kiefer, no. Beth, oh God, no, thank you. Let's see. Oh, Tina for sure. Tina, I'd be like, where they at, Tina? Tara, no, thank you. Yeah, that's about it. I think that's about it. I think that's it. Like Austin and Brayden, I could be their older aunt, who they're like, what's a 401k? And I could be like, oh my God, 100%. It's like 100% needed. It's like retirement. It's like so important. Like find a guy with benefits. Okay. Like shut up. Like do it. 100%. Literally find a dude with a 401k and full medical and dental and can add you to it. 100% do that. So I would be that. Ty, I feel like I have a conversation with him because he's a nice person. And we could talk about, I don't know, probably not Kohl's. I could talk to Tina about Kohl's. Are there Kohl's in Canada? I feel like Tina is well versed on the Apartment 9 and the Kohl's life, if you know what I mean. And Spicy V, because we're both cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So we both be like, what color is your hair this week? And then LaToya, I could talk to her, but she'd probably be very annoyed with me. But I would like to talk to her for sure. So I'm literally dead at the fact that any of these people would want to be my friend. Like I'm dead. I am so dead. Literally. BBCAN TikTok is going wild for Kiefer merch. Oh my God. Seriously? Please let me know if you buy Keep It Real merch. I said no one was going to buy it. But again, Canadians are better people. So if you guys buy it, let me know. I'm not buying it. No. If Spicy V has merch, maybe. LaToya has merch, maybe. Ty has merch, maybe. Braden has merch, probably for sure. But no, I'm not gonna keep it real. There's no Kohl's in Canada. Oh my God. Wow. I am so sorry. Do you have a Kohl's equivalent? What about Kohl's Cash? Do you even know about Kohl's Cash? Canadians, I must educate you. Oh my God, Josh. Yes, of course, Josh. Josh and I could probably be best friends. Julie, I would be cool with Julie. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think Julie, she's on another level than me. You know, I don't think she would talk to the peasants. Like I would be like a peasant to her. I think she'd be like, no, hi, cool. Okay. I'll call you later. And then to never hear from her. That's just what I'm assuming, that she'd be like, I'm not going to talk to Joleen. She's old and she only has 14,000 subs. Like, okay. So yeah, no, I would definitely be friends with Josh. I don't know why Josh hasn't hit me up yet. I mean, he follows me on Twitter and stuff, but I don't know why he's not my best friend right now. I named him the Canadian Kurt Cobain, but reindeer are real. We learned a lot. Me and Vic on a podcast, it would be insane. And it'd be pretty cool. I did follow her on Insta recently. So I can't believe Canada doesn't have Kohl's, you know. BBUS would never. It would never. Who are you going to buy merch from? Davon. That's it. Janelle. Kaiser. That's it. I bet you the Meow Meow tried to put merch out. I'm trying to think of which BBUS people tried to put merch out. So I think Ty was thinking magical reindeers. I'll be honest with you guys. I had to think about it. I was just thinking of Rudolph. I'm like, that's not a thing. And sure enough, it was. Keef merch. Yeah. Keep it real. Now, if he made merch that said Queef it real, I would buy it. I'll be honest with you guys. Oh my gosh, Silverhawk says, I agree. I'd probably buy one of Tangela's little bracelets before Keep It Real merch. Well, I don't know if I'd go that far. Those are very expensive. I'm assuming a Keep It Real shirt is going to be about 20, 25 bucks, maybe 30. If he's trying to make a profit, could go up to 40. But on a t-shirt, that's pretty high. But I understand because Sip and Key, we have merch, and it's almost impossible to make a profit unless you make it yourself at your home and then ship it yourself. So am I going to do interviews with any of them? Probably not. I don't think so. Maybe down the road. Maybe. I've done some BBUS. Hey, Joe. Yes.
Are you answering questions?
Yes.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay, my husband has a question. But as far as interviewing people, I'd be open to it. If they were interested, for sure, I would be open to it. Yes.
Why are you? Okay. What?
I'm getting interviewed by my husband.
What would you rate this in terms of all the BB you've seen? All the seasons you've seen? Or would you rate this higher or lower than other seasons? This
obviously kicks BB8's ass because it ended early and they had a horrible cast except for Jamar and a couple other people. BBCAN9, I didn't like the PB boys. So I'd say for newer seasons of BB, excellent. And probably is going to go down as one of the best seasons. And it's an iconic season because we had the first time that two black men have been the final two, and that for sure you were going to get a black winner, Big Brother. Cool. And we did. We got Tali.
Would you sign up for BBUS or BBCAN, and why?
Oh my God. I think I would rather be on BBCAN because the house is really, it's cool. I'm sure it gets really dirty, but Charlie, you should always join me for these lives. You're asking really good questions. And I want to meet Arissa, and I feel like Canadians would treat you better. I think they would understand me more in my accent. Yeah, and it happens in the winter, not the summer, and I'm so a winter girl. Like I look way better in winter clothes. Like the more layers, the hotter I am. In BBUS, it's always the summer, and you got to wear like a bikini, and I don't wear bikinis. So,
good question.
That's where I'm at with that.
Good question.
Are those your only 2 questions, Chell?
Why are you so awesome? Is my last question.
Because I married you. That's why. That's why. Yes. I mean, I think this season kicked BB All-Stars, BB22 All-Stars ass. Yes, David. I mean, so much better. It was hard not to like people in this cast. Even when I didn't want to like Ro and Kyle, I kind of like them. Even when I didn't want to like Kiefer, I kind of like him. Of course, you watch someone on the live feeds and you watch them in the game, you're not going to like their game moves. And they're going to say things you don't agree with. I didn't like Kiefer calling Austin a bitch, but I mean, there's things we all have to move on for. If Austin can move on, we all can move on. There really wasn't huge problematic issues other than the 2 white ladies being Tara and Beth, who were saying, problematic shit throughout the season. And they'll have to come to terms with that, and they'll have to issue their apologies, because that one from Beth isn't going to be the only one that people are going to want to hear. We're going to have to hear like, how are you going to do better? But it was very well cast. I didn't think I was going to like Jed, and it turns out I really liked Jed. So you never know. So let's see, probably better BBCAN season than BBCAN 5. They'll probably, I don't know about any racist tweets, so you'll have to link me to them because I do not know about any Janelle racist tweets, but I would be interested if you have them, and I would be very sad and very disappointed, but I've never heard of that. So, yes, one thing I loved is not exactly, there was no pre-gaming. BB22 till the day I die, there was pre-gaming. People admitted it. I talked to other BB people who cover BB, and they're like, Joleen, you're ridiculous. I'm not ridiculous. There was pre-gaming that happened. Cody got coached by Derek. You cannot tell me that Cody and Memphis didn't talk to each other. The 2 dominant 2-person male alliances in BBUS history, and they knew they were going in. They didn't talk, even though Memphis was technically an alternate, that they didn't get synced up somehow. They meshed a little too well in this game. And yeah, so I'll always stand by that one. I would only do BBUS if Davon and Janelle were there. That would, I mean, can you imagine going back to like people who played in All-Stars? Can you imagine being Nicole Anthony? One thing I'll never forgive her for is she had the opportunity to play with Janelle and Kaser. She had the opportunity with greatness, and she was like, no, I don't wanna. And I'm like, she had the opportunity to play with Davon. She had these opportunities, and then she was like, hey, Kevin. Oh, good. All right. Hey, Mom. Shout out to Nana. Thank you for saying I look pretty. I miss you. I wish you were still here. Very racist to evict somebody from the house because they are white. That's never happened in the history of Big Brother. It didn't even happen on this season. Ty had an alliance with Brayden. They were going to go to final 2. And it just happened to also be that was also going to make history in BBCAN. So miss me with that bullshit. Nice try though. Let's see. Joleen, I always liked Jed, but I remember you didn't like Jed at first. What made you like him now? I think I thought of Jed early on as like that typical jock guy who was supposed to be cast on Love Island. And I think there were some early things I don't even remember that weren't my favorite. And then the more that I watched the feeds, I was like, this dude's actually like a good dude. He's like actually a nice person. So it was just my preconceived notions of what they normally cast on Big Brother seasons, especially US seasons, where they just have these kind of Instagram, social media type models, and they never play the game well, and they're just like, look at my 6-pack. But I think that Jed was very, very different in that. I know it's hard. It's hard. I mean, we all rode hard for Nicole A in BB21 because her cast were such jerks to her, but now then we saw a different side of Sears. And we're like, it's kind of problematic. And everyone was actually playing this season. It was amazing. No one was just like waiting on stuff. People were playing. So will we ever see people from BBCAN on the challenge? Oh my gosh. I was thinking about this today. Here are the 4 people, challenge producers we need to see. We need to see Ty. We need to see LaToya. We need to see Jed and Spicy V. Put them on the challenge US. I think they'd be great. They're in the right age range. They're all single except for, I'm just assuming Jed's going to be single soon if he's not already, except for Spicy V. And they're good at comps. So I think they'd be perfect for the challenge. I don't understand why we're getting people from shows we've never heard of and we don't watch, which is fine to have like this worldly cast. But Canada is our neighbors to the north. We watch this dang show. If you're going to have Big Brother people from the US, like the shitty Big Brother people, Casey, Josh, Fessy, like the ones no one wants to watch, why don't we throw in some good BBCAN people? That would be awesome. So Jamar would be great. Even Adam Pike. Yeah, I don't love watching Adam Pike, but I think he'd be good on the show. That Anthony, the Poutine Poppy, he could come in. So, I mean, there you go. It would be great. Let's see. It did fall fast. It did. But yeah, I'm so surprised they haven't contacted Jamar yet. His personality, oh my God. I mean, hello, we need fun people to watch again. And he's got that kind of youthful, just playful, they give us Bear season after season who ends up being a revenge porn dude. And when they could give us someone like Jamar, who as far as we know, he's never done any revenge porn or filmed people without their knowledge. So let's see. We have enough Adams. We do have a lot of Adams. We do. Jed LaToya keeps it Instagram live, and he said no comment when they brought up Beth. I'm saying they're not together. She left him the way Nicole Anthony left Hello Friends. Like that's just, or he left her the way Nicole Anthony left Hello Friends. She didn't leave him. He left her. And that's how it is. There's going to be a statement put out. So yes. Let's see. After Jamar was ejected, I was happy. Me too. I mean, oh my gosh. That season with Carol. Carol's Comedy Corner. Has anyone checked in on Carol? I don't know. I don't know what Carol's doing. She had her own podcast for a while. She wore hockey jerseys, but I'll never get over the giant dump that Carol took on BBCAN. And I don't think Jamar should be held responsible for that shitty season. I mean, I saw a live recently or a video. Was it on Instagram Live? I don't remember. It was a video of some sort where Brooke, what was Brooke's showman's guy? What was his name? And then the blonde, a fisherman girl. And then they went to go surprise old Huge Thighs, the long-haired, problematic wrestler man at his home, and they filmed it. And they were so excited. And it was all cringe. Sheldon. Yes. Oh my God, Sheldon. Oh, what a disappointment. And then while that's happening, Jamar, Ika, the Poutine Poppy, the young blonde woman from last season of BB, who's now good friends with Jamar, they're all hanging out. And I'm like, oh my God, which crowd would you rather be in? That's the easiest choice I've ever had to make in my life. It would definitely not be with Sheldon, Beth, Blondie McCrab fisherman, and problematic wrestler with the shorty shorts. Wouldn't be over. And they went to his sad living room. It was just very sad. It was very sad. All the while, this other awesome group of BBCAN people are like partying, and I'm like, oh God, this is quite the juxtaposition. Oh yeah, Vanessa. Oh, Kyle. That was his name, Kyle. Oh my God, don't get me started with a Kyle. Oh, yes. Okay. Now we know you don't know me as a troll, and I love it. Yes, you don't know me. Beth was wonderful. She was my favorite player this season. I'm just going to put it out there. Iconic. 100%. I'm dead. Literally. So good. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to like Michael or that group, and then I ended up really liking them. So, But yeah, I don't think Jamar should be held accountable for that season. Like, he tried. He was giving us goods on the feeds. Him and what was the young lady that he was kind of flirting on and off with? Min Lee? Was it Min Lee? They were giving us some good little feed action. And then you had Boring Sheldon and Boringer Beth. Or not, her name wasn't Beth, it was Brooke, but she could have been a Beth. And she was like, I'm here against the bro alliances. I'm a feminist with bangs. And the first thing she does is partner with dudes and not play with the women and be friends with Kyle. And I'm like, I think you took the wrong feminist class. Because if you're in the feminist class and you see Kyle and you see Jamar, you go to Jamar. And if you see any of the women besides Vanessa, you go over there. So I don't know. Yeah, they made the season. You're right, Ricky Bobby. They completely made the season. Yeah, no, I mean, no one hates Nicole Anthony. There's no reason to hate her. There's a reason to be disappointed and think that, she sucked on All Stars and her podcast is trash, but she's leaving it. So she could totally be redeemable. Plus she has black hair now. You can do a lot of things with dark hair. Maybe it was the red hair that was holding her back. The red hair and the cocked hat. We don't know. We'll never know, guys. We'll never know. Thank you, Shannon Van. I'm experimenting with some, what is this? It's like a highlighter, fluorescence, if you will. Are you going to watch oh, yes, Natalie. Yes. Oh my gosh. I have to see Josh get punched. Who else is getting punched? I'm pretty sure I'm Team BBCAN on like every pairing, unless I'm missing someone that I like on that. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Yes, Carol for BBCAN All Stars. Oh my gosh. Comedy Quarter Carol, please. It's hard watching a season without someone complaining about how hard it is to be cast on a show that hundreds of thousands of people want to be cast on. I can't watch BBCAN properly without having someone seeing someone complain about being given a great opportunity and laying there and being like, I want to go home. I probably have enough followers on my Facebook page, carolscomedycorner.com. And you're like, it's not going to happen, Carol. It's not going to happen. Oh, Rockstars. And I do like Rockstar. Yes. Whoever Rockstar's fighting. I don't know who Rockstar's fighting, but go Rockstar. Hopefully you win. But I don't know how I'm going to watch this, but I assume it's going to be on the interwebs. So, yeah. Beth for the challenge. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. You're so funny. Yes, Beth for the challenge. Can you imagine Beth on the challenge? First of all, she wouldn't be good. Second of all, she wouldn't be fun to watch. Third of all, she would get destroyed. I mean, but they would have these great edits of her talking to herself, walking back and forth. I did everything by myself. I got here by myself. I got to high school by myself. I got to elementary school by myself. I got in this scrunchie by myself. I got in this cardigan by myself. I got in these Birkenstocks with socks by myself. Like oh my gosh. It would be hilarious. It would be hilarious. Yeah, Rockstar is fighting. I don't know who Rockstar is fighting, but she is going to be fighting in this BBUS versus BBCAN. But it's time now for I birthed myself. I got my mom impregnated with me by myself. I just swam my little ass up there. I jumped out of my dad's, member, and I just jumped in my mom's uterus, and I just did it all myself. I did everything myself. And people like that crack me up. You have this whole family behind you that you constantly talk about, and your sister or whatever, but you did it all yourself. Sure. You're in a big alliance, but you did it all yourself. Sure. You literally have 2 meat shields in front of you, but you did it all yourself. Okay. So let's see. Thank you, April. Yes, sending love to everybody. Love. Okay. So I think that's everything for the season. Overall, BBCAN9 was very impressive. There was some huge bad moves, but they were moves nonetheless. Even if you don't agree with the moves, at least they're making moves. And the personalities were very interesting. There was lots of fights. I liked, you like to see a little bit of drama for your mama. The most boring thing was the showmance, for sure. But other than that, I mean, what an iconic season. Just like 100%, like literally I'm dead. Shut up, BBCAN. I'm like, God, shut up. And yeah. So now it'll be just fun to watch them after the show on social media and see what happens, because there'll be more to come and I will cover it. So if you guys see anything going down, thank you guys for sending me the Hello Friends breakup letter that didn't mention cocked hat. I mean, we're going to have to get to the bottom of this. I'm sure they're going to put out some bullshit episode that's like, we're still friends. We're just like moving on. But you don't move on from things you enjoy doing unless greater opportunities have come about. And maybe she just has gotten used to having a boyfriend. And so when you have a new boyfriend, it's just like, oh my gosh, you just want to bang all the time, you know, and hang out. Hopefully my mom and my niece aren't on. And it's okay if my mom is, because Nana, you know, she's down with banging, but this is an adult stream now. So maybe that's the reason that Hello Friends. Now it's Hello Boyfriend. You know, I'll tell you, it wouldn't surprise me if she found out that her co-host was the toxic dude that a lot of us said he was, allegedly. Or if he got jealous of the new boyfriend. It just wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. So we'll see. If you guys have any more things on there, definitely tag me in it. Tag me in anything you see on social media. If any more things come up about Beth, then we can come and we can break it down. Yes, so great seeing such a diverse cast. I hope BBUS takes note too. I really do. I really do, you guys. So I'm going to be doing some more videos on preseason BBUS. It's always fun speculating. I'll be covering more audition videos for Big Brother 23 coming up and doing reviews of those. So let me know if you guys like those. And when I post them, please show them love. Again, check me out on Patreon. Tonight, I'm doing a Married to Survivor with my husband, Chell. We're covering Cook Islands. We're doing episodes 7 and 8 exclusively for Patreon tier. If you want to support me, the link is in the description. Follow me on social media. You guys have been great. Thank you so much. I missed you. We're back, baby. I have a whole week full of shows. I put my schedule in my story on YouTube and also on Instagram at Joleen Lunzer. And I just realized I haven't had my thing up the whole time, you guys. Have I not? Did I take it down? What did I do? What's going on? Oh my God, I didn't have my little banner up. Look at it, I didn't have my banner up. That's how I felt bare. I did feel very bare. I just got so excited. I've been out of the game for like a week now, hanging out with Nana. And now I completely forgot how to live stream. So, okay. So there's my banner. Follow me on social media. Tomorrow night, I'll be going live with Busy Sip and Key. We have so much to talk about. We have more blogger drama stuff. We have Portia from The Real Housewives of Atlanta is like engaged after a month of dating her co-stars, soon to be ex-husband. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. We have a rant sesh. We're going to do Thursday. Chell and I will be back for Married to Bravo, where we're covering The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Saturday, I'll be back with Miranda. We got to catch up on all of our challenge chat, the reunion of the challenge, whatever season that Fessy was just on, and then Challenge All-Stars, which is an amazing season. Thank you. I'm playing with makeups, you guys. I'm probably going to do a little video, maybe like a short. Julie B sent me, just surprised me with these Glam Light palettes. And if you want to support a company, Glam Light, it's amazing. It's owned by a woman of color. If you probably know about Glam Light if you're big into makeup, but their packaging is food. It's food mixed with makeup. And it's beautiful. So Julie B sent me a donut one and a slider one. And then my husband surprised me. They both surprised me at the same time with a big hamburger palette. So I've been practicing. I've been doing little eye things. I don't know what's happening with me. I don't know if it's working, but we're trying things, you guys. And I got a new foundation the other day. I'm doing this Charlotte Tilbury. You guys know, the makeup artist lady. I'm now buying her products because I decided as I'm older, I'm going to care more about my skin. So, right, food and makeup, it's a dream. It's a dream. And you can support women and women of color in their business. Like it's so great. So thank you for your love. And yeah, definitely join us tomorrow and check out my Patreon, link in the description. I could talk to you guys forever. Damn, Charlotte, it's a little pricey, but I'll tell you, after wearing cheap makeup most of my life, and now I'm like an older lady and I'm like, I'm on the second end of my life, if you will. I don't know if I am. I'm just guessing. I could live to be like 120, you guys. You don't know. But I want to feel good. I bought a foundation brush. I'm over the sponge. I'm done with the sponge. The sponge soaks up all of your foundation. It steals it from you. It takes it from you. Now I have a foundation brush. It's like painting your face. It's amazing. But yeah, it's a little pricey, but it's not the highest end of priciness, and it's way better than CoverGirl. But thank you guys so much for joining me for this season of BBCAN. I really appreciate you guys. And this was fun. And it's been a rocky season for us. You know, we got hit with a copyright strike for 2 BBCAN videos. We found out that was somebody who was a hater of the channel. So they got taken off. But then I had to stop doing my BBCAN late night lives because I was so worried I was going to get that 3rd strike and the channel was going to come down. So we've overcome a lot this season. I'm going to do my own TikTok, This Girl Is on Fire video like Nicole Anthony did in my parents' front yard while wearing a black dress. This girl is on fire. Because I have overcome so much adversity. This girl. I almost lost my YouTube account. You guys don't know how hard life is till you almost lose your YouTube account. This girl is on fire. And I'll look into it and be like, but I made it. I came back. And we can be very cringy. So thank you guys for bearing with me as I took a break to hang out with my mom and my dad. And now we're back at it. And this summer, nonstop Big Brother coming up, but a lot more content. So I'm going to stay busy, hopefully stay well rested. You guys take care. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for subscribing. You are appreciated. Shout out to my lean team. Don't forget to like this on your way out. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful rest of your nights. And I will talk to you very soon. Bye.